Law 6. Court attention at all costs. Judgment. Everything is judging by its appearance. What's unseen counts for nothing. Never let yourself get lost in the crowd, then are buried in oblivion. Stand out. Be conspicuous. At all costs, make yourself a magnet of attention by appearing larger, more colorful, more mysterious than the bland and tamed masses. Burning more brightly than those around you is a skill that no one is born with. You have to learn to attract attention. At the start of your career, you must attach your name and reputation to quality and image that sets you apart from the other people. This image can be something like a characteristic style of dress or personality quirk that amuses people and gets talked about. Once the image is established, you have an appearance as a place in the sky for your star. It is a common mistake to imagine that this peculiar appearance of yours should not be controversial, that to be attacked is somehow bad. Nothing could be farther from the truth. To avoid being a flash in the pan and having your notoriety eclipsed by another, you must not discriminate between different types of the attention. In the end, every kind will work in your favor. The court of Louis XIV contained many talented writers, artists, great beauties, and men and women of impeccable virtue, but no one was more talked about than the singular Duc de Lauzun. The Duke was short, almost dwarfish, and he was prone to the most insolent kinds of behavior. He slept with the king's mistress and openly insulted not only other courtiers but the king himself. Louis, however, was so beguiled by the duke's eccentricities that he could not bear his absences from the court. It was simple. The strangeness of the duke's character attracted attention. Once people were enthralled by him, they wanted him around at any cost. Society craves larger-than-life figures, people who stand above the general mediocrity. Never be afraid then of the qualities that set you apart and draw attention to you. Court controversy, even scandal. It is better to be attacked, even slandered, than ignored. If you find yourself in a lowly position, that offers little opportunity for you to draw attention. An effective trick is to attack the most visible, most famous, most powerful person you can find. When Pietro Arentino, a young Roman servant boy of the early 16th century, wanted to get attention as a writer of verses, he decided to publish a series of satirical poems ridiculing the Pope and his affection for a pet elephant. The attack put Argentina in the public eye immediately. A slanderous attack on a person in a position of power would have a similar effect. Remember, however, to use such tactics frankly after you have the public's attention, when the act can wear thin. Once in the limelight, you must constantly renew it by adapting and varying your method of courting attention. If you don't, the public will grow tired, will take you for granted, and will move on to a newer star. The game requires constant vigilance and creativity. Pablo Picasso never allowed himself to fade into background. If his name became too attached to particular style, he would deliberately upset the public with new series of paintings that went against all expectation. Better to create something ugly and disturbing, he believed, than to let viewers grow too familiar with his work. Understand? People feel superior to the person whose action they can predict. If you show them who is controlled by playing Against their expectation, you both gain their respect and tighten your hold on their fleeting attention. The limelight, the actor who steps into this brilliant light attention, a high-net presence, all eyes are him. There is room for one actor at a time in the limelights. Narrow beam. Do whatever it takes to make yourself its focus. Make your gestures so large, amusing, and scandalous that the light stays on you while the other actors are left in the shadows. Be ostentation and be seen. What's not seen in the soul, it did not exist. It was light that first caused all creation to shine forth. Display fills up many blanks, covers up definitions, and gives everything a second life, especially when it's backed by genuine merit.